Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 9.3. Here's our objective for today. I will be able to find the area of trapezoids. So we started off with rhombus, and then we did triangle. Now we are going to do trapezoids and try to find the area of that. It's a little different. Each lesson's got a little bit harder. So let's stay focused. And here is your formula. You might want to write it down right now to help you out throughout this lesson at the end. The area of a trapezoid is half the product, multiplying, of the height and the sum of both sides. It's easier to look at it like this. You take your two bases, base 1, base 2, either order doesn't matter, all right, because of the commutative property. Doesn't matter which order. Add the two bases. You're going to multiply it by the height, and then multiply whatever you get there by 1/2, and that'll find your area. Okay. So let's find the area of this trapezoid with a base of a 5, a base of a 12, and the height of 7. So I put my formula up here to help remind me, and here I go. So I'm just going to plug in my numbers. I have 1/2, my area over here, 1/2 of the height, which was 7. 1/2 of 7, so those are going to be multiplied. Should probably fill in more. 1/2 of 7 times my two bases, which is 5 plus 12. All right, now I'm just going to take it step by step. Some of the stuff you could have probably done in your head. You might have done 5 plus 12 already and just had your bases set. I'm going to do that next. Area equals 1/2 times 7 times 17. Okay, now because of which property, tell me tomorrow, it doesn't matter which order we multiply these, but I'm going to multiply 7 times 17 first, and then multiply that by 1/2. So I'm going to set that up over here, 17 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 1, which is really 10, is 7, plus 4 more is 11, which is 119. So now what I'm left with is the area equals 1/2 of 119. So I could either divide 119 by 2, or I can multiply it by 0.5 or 5/10, or I could just do mental math here. Maybe I'll do mental math, because if I know half of 120 is 60, half of 119 will be 59 and 5/10. All right, so I saw that coming, but I'll actually do the math as well. So let's multiply 119 by 5/10. Here we go. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 equals 9. And then 5 times 1 is 5. So it looks like I have 595. But I have one place value spot, so I scoop it in there. And yes, half of 119 is 59 and a half. All right? So keep in mind, area equals half the height times the two bases. A lot of work to find one area, but we can handle it. All right, now, I didn't write my formula over here, so I hope I remember it. Let's see if I can remember it. I have the area equals 1/2 the height times my two bases added up. Okay, so I have my two bases. This time I'm going to start off adding my two bases together. My two bases will equal 19 meters. So I have my area equals 1/2 of my height, which is, I'm going to put this in parentheses too, which is 9.8 meters, times my two bases, which equal 19 meters. Okay, so I can go in any order I want to, but I'm going to multiply my height times my bases first. So I'm going to set that up as 9.8 times 19. You remember, I'm going to ignore my, I bet you can't really see it too well. I'm going to ignore my decimal right there to start off. 9 times 8 equals 72. 9 times 9 is 81, plus 7 more equals 88. All right, and then I'm going to annex 0 there. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. Add these up. 2, 16. 9 plus 9 is 18. 1,862. But I do have one place value spot, so I'll Scoop it in there. So now I'm left with the area equals 1/2 of 186 and 2/10. Okay, that's what I'm left with. Now I could either divide that by 2 or multiply it by 5/10. It's up to you, really. I'm going to erase this so I have more room. I had to do a lot of work there. All right, I'm going to multiply. I like multiplying a little better, so I'm going to multiply it by 5/10 because 1/2 is 5/10. So I'll take my 186 and 2/10, there's my decimal, multiply it by 5/10. We'll ignore our decimals till the end. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 more is 31. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 3 more is 43. And then 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 equals 9. Let's count up my place value spots. I have 1, 2, 1, 2. 93 and 1/10 should be my area. Now, I did this last night. Let's see if it matches up. And there it is. But I do have to put it in my answer form. So it is 93 and 1/10 meters squared. Okay, there's our answer. Find the area. It's a lot of work because we have a couple of steps here. We have to first add our bases, then we have to multiply it by the height, and then we have to multiply it by 1/2 or divide by 2. It's up to you. I like to multiply it. All right, the last thing we're going to do today is fairly hard, but it's following the same pattern of finding a missing piece. So we're going to have to find the missing height. So once again, my formula is area equals 1/2 the height times the base is added up. Now, if I don't know what my height is, my formula is going to be 2 times whatever the area is, divided by base 1 and base 2 added up. Now, let me show you why. You don't have to know why. You could just remember this formula, but let me show you why here. So, once again, I'll use my formula that I have written up here. Area equals 1/2 the height times the 2 bases. So, I want to kind of get the height by itself. So, if this is height times 1/2, to get rid of that 1/2, I'm going to multiply this by 2. Okay, because remember, 1/2 times 2 would equal 1 over 1, so they just cancel out. So if I multiply this side by 2, I don't really have too much room, that cancels out. I multiply this side by 2. So I'm left with 2a equals the height times the 2 bases, base 1 plus base 2. All right, now, to get rid of this parentheses, since these are multiplied right here, if I divide this by itself, they cancel out, and divide this, and I get base plus base right there. So, as you can see, then I'll equal my height. Gone. So mine's a little backwards from my formula. You don't have to know how to get to the height equaling 2 times your area divided by your bases, but I wanted to show you that's how we went backwards there. So once again, here's my formula to find the missing height. I have it up there. Let's plug in what we know. We know that our 2 bases are 12 and 15. We don't know our height, but we do know our area equals 108. So, to find my height, I'm going to have 2 times 108 divided by base 1 plus base 2. Now, I'm just going to add them together first. 15 plus 12 equals 27. So, to find my height, I have a couple of steps here. I have multiplication, then division. All right, so we could do that mentally, I would think. 2 times 108. I'm just going to do 2 times 8 equals 16, and 2 times 100 equals 200, so that equals 216. So my height equals 216 divided by 27. All right, that's my last step. Now I have to find my height, just divide, I don't know what it is, so I have to do 27 going into 216. Now 27 doesn't go into 2, doesn't go into 21, so I have to figure out how many times it goes to 216. Let's take a good guess here, good estimate of how many times. I'm going to say maybe 8 times. So I'm going to guess 27 times 8 and see what I get. All right. Let's start off with 8 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 5 more equals 21. Wow, that was a good first guess by me. I promise I didn't know that. But 27 goes into 216 exactly 8 times. There it is. Because 8 times 277 equals 216. No remainder there. The height equals 8. And I could always check my work here by seeing if I do my original formula, which is half the height, which would have been 4, times my 2 bases, and see if it equals 108. You could check that on your own, check my work. I'm assuming I'm right, but go ahead and check me. You guys have some work to do. For me, now I'm not having you find the missing height. We'll do that in class. Might get a little confusing, but I do expect you to be able to find the area of both of these trapezoids. So I hope you've written your formula down. If not, go back to the beginning of the video, and I'll tell you right now it is the area equals 1/2 of the height times a combination of both bases. So here you go, you have 6 meters and 11 meters for your bases, and your height is 8 meters. So your answer here should end up being meters squared. And over here we have feet, so your answer should be feet squared. And let's see, we have 7 feet and 15 6/10. There is if you can't see it, there is a decimal right there. It's not 156. It's 15 6/10, and our height is 8 feet. Do those 2 problems, and I'll see you when I see you.